Hello, you're very welcome to Thursday evening here on Destination Newry's News Bite. Slightly doing it a wee bit different. Like last night, we're going to be talking to the community activists first. And a hello to Carla and Jerry is very welcome again. So I nearly disappeared there. I was leaning too far to one side. So you're very, very welcome here this evening. And then at 7:20, we have a great story. So please stay with us, not to be missed. We'll keep you posted on that as the evening goes on here. But it's very prevalent because it's all to do with statues. And it's not moving statues. They're still there. So anyway, Jerry, I know you have to go to the Rosary, and Carla, I think we're going to keep the best to last. So Jerry,
yeah.
so Jerry, what's
no. If I
what's
keep my best,
happening?
then I'll have to go last. I'm only joking, Carla.
What's happening, Jerry?
Don't
What's
worry.
happening in Dromalane this week? And I believe you have a good video to show us as well.
Well, it's debatable whether it's a good video. I'll tell you next week the outcome of it. Damian, I tell you what, since the last time I was on here, as our committee continues as normal to do the food parcels in Newry Leisure Centre throughout different parts of Newry. I talk about that mostly every week, and we're delighted with that because we always say we're all in this together, and we like to play a role in helping not just our own community, but other communities. We're presently waiting on a delivery of food items and essential items to make up our own parcels, and hopefully that'll be here sometime next week, and then we can pack those items and deliver them to the elderly and vulnerable. I think it's a total of 70 households altogether, and we're looking forward to doing that because we like to do that every couple of weeks, if at all possible. Also included in that, and can I just say is this wouldn't be possible without the grant, and I keep mentioning it, that we got with the help of the Confederation of Community Groups, especially Catherine McMahon and Raymond Jackson, and the food parcels will be bought out of that money. And the top ups that I'm going to mention is they'll be also given out sometime next week. But I had to point out that the person who will be overseeing this will be our treasurer, Gary McKeown. He will have sole responsibility for dealing with all aspects of those top ups, because we're obviously conscious of the fact of privacy, that one person alone will only have that knowledge. I think that's the best way forward. The same thing applies when we're handing out food parcels. We've reflected on that. There won't be photographs taken of us going to doors. There will be a photograph of the parcels in the centre when they're finished, and that's it. Again, taking into consideration the privacy factors. Regrettably, our outdoor bingo had to be cancelled on Tuesday night for obvious reasons because of the heavy rain, but hopefully it'll be on again next Tuesday night at 7:30, again, weather permitting. I mentioned also last week about the trolleys, the ones that were left abandoned, particularly on the pathway from Dromalane to Quayside Close, around Quayside Close and one or two in Dromalane. On Monday, members of our committee decided to take the initiative, and we left 10 of these down to Sainsbury's. Pictured there is the shy Joey, who doesn't like to get his photo been taken. You can tell by the smile on his face, and I had to force him into doing that. If you believe that, you'll believe anything. The other issue of concern was that residents in Dromalane have been complaining about the skip decided on waste ground adjacent to the Dromalane Road. This was earmarked for a housing development, I think a private housing development, and the skip was left there several months ago, and the owner of the land apparently disappeared. And as you can see in the photograph, there's bags overflowing in the skip, and since that was taken, I believe there's been mattresses and our household items dumped there. We've being Dromalane people, we've identified who owns the property, and I tried to ring him several times, but to no avail. But trust me, I will be getting in touch with him to see, because it's his responsibility to see the removal of the skip and the rubbish. Just want to say well done to Joey again, he gets more publicity than Gary, and that's saying something on our committee, because he took part along with volunteer Barry to clean up the monument at the entrance of Dromalane Park. Now, this monument was unveiled in 2000. It was to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Dromalane Park. And just let me clarify that in 1950, the 20 houses, I believe, were completed. 2 years later, the whole of Dromalane was completed, a total of 147 households. Shortly after doing that, and then I don't know, there's a photograph there of Barney, who happened to be passing and then decided to pose for a photograph, pretending he was doing some work. That's you there, Barney. Yes, that's you. I will say that you did. You worked very hard for 2.5 minutes, and fair play to you. You're a credit to the community. I don't know, you'll not be talking to me now, but you'll not be talking to me when you've seen this video. So it's a big well done to all of them. The other thing is that Father Tumley, I mentioned him a few weeks ago with reference to his golden jubilee of his ordination, and excitement is building in Dromalane and throughout Newry as we approach the golden jubilee of the ordination of one of our very own, the great, and I mean the great, Father Tumley. He's one of 3 Newry men serving with the Dominican community. The others are Father John O'Rourke, who is in Tralee, and Father David Rocks, who is prior in Leicester. Everybody in Dromalane, I would like to say, knows Father Tumley. I know him because I was a young lad and he was about then, and since then he's nothing but one of the nicest, most pious, most humble people I've ever had the privilege to meet, and to say he's a special man would be an understatement. And I'm sure for his Golden Jubilee celebrations will be a very, very special occasion. I want to move on now to future plans. We're hoping to have exercise and dance activities within our community, hopefully sooner rather than later. And these will be delivered by the Clan Roy group. I've got in contact with them, and they were delighted that we're interested in what I call working in partnership with them. But at this moment in time, I'm unsure of the format that this will take, and hopefully in due course we'll get final confirmation from them, because they're an excellent group, the Clan Roy group, that do fantastic work, and it'll be a pleasure to work with them. This morning I took part in a teleconference discussion with the Promoting Wellbeing division of the Southern Health and Social Care Trust. This was both informative and very positive, to say the least, as myself and other community reps and our Catherine McMahon and Sean McGavin from Neighbourhood Renewal also took part. We were talking about the possibility of projects in our community funded by the Trust. Ideas included wellbeing and activity packs for children and older people, outdoor coaching sessions in small groups whenever that would be possible, resources for growing projects, online activities and information on health and well-being issues. Consideration was also given on how best, which I think is a good thing, to assist families affected by the end of free school meal support during or over the summer, and is we're considering one way that we consider it would probably alleviate the financial burden on families, which is very important, particularly during this time. I want to just say this was another excellent example of communities and agencies working in partnership together to improve the quality of life in our areas. And a special word of praise to Ruth Allen from the Trust, who hosted this discussion. She was professional, to say the least, and I was delighted. And I'm looking forward to the next one. I don't think she will be when she hears, once you heard me talking this morning, she'll probably say, "You're all right, Jerry, stay where you are." The final thing is that a few weeks ago, I decided to randomly ask residents in our area through Messenger a question: what are you looking forward to after lockdown? I got a lot of responses, but I just randomly selected a few. I'm from Quayside, said, getting my hair cut and lunch with my granddaughter. Edwina from Course said a spa day with a massage. What I'm saying is Gary from Dromalane, our treasure. I might have known he would pick this. A sit down carvery and a pint of Guinness in the golf club. Now, I don't know if he says 1 pint, 2 pints, or 8 pints, but we'll leave that open to question. Jennifer from Quayside Close says that she just can't wait to hug her mother and father. The father happens to be me, just to clarify that, and the mother happens to be my wife, because I've worked that out in my mind there at that moment in time. And also that the children, Shea, Dylan and Chloe, they'd be able to do that too. And obviously, like all parents, grandparents, that's something that we're all looking forward to. Noel from Dromalane said a mystery tour, and I remember Noel and mystery tours. And Elizabeth from Quayside said a big family reunion, and can't wait to hug her mother. A good sing along in both Quayside and Dromalane. Stephanie from Quayside, looking forward to the big community get together with bouncy castles for kids. So that's basically those individually. Also, I took the liberty to, during the last bingo, to talk to a few of our senior citizens and ask them what they'd be looking forward to after a lot happened, to come up with. Obviously, everything at the stage focused on the centre, because they use a lot, where it was the coffee morning, where the indoor bingo, where it was the brilliant drum close, crafters club, the line dancing. But several of them turned around and said, we're really looking forward to the good party, like the one we had last December for senior citizens. And I think cue the video, which big shout out to Barney and Sally, who probably won't be talking to me after this video. So, and senior citizens know how to enjoy themselves. Just as I said there, Damian, that proves the senior citizens are just as lively as younger people, and they certainly know how to enjoy themselves. I can't wait for that Christmas party, or we're planning a big celebration outdoors and in our community centre. Please go when this is all over, and I'm sure our community groups in our areas are thinking along the same lines. So I say to myself, it'll be short and sweet tonight, so I am, apparently.
So listen, Jerry, thanks a million, and the video was brilliant. And we'll do this all again next week. So get out there and get to the rosary. It's about to start, I would think.
Okay, Damon, thank you.
Thanks, Jerry. And now we go from Jerry and we go to, well, they always save the best to last. And Carla, you're very welcome. Tell us what's happening down your way.
Thanks, Damian. I'm not sure about the best to last, but we'll give it a go anyway. Thanks very much again to Destination Uri once again for inviting us along this week. And I'd also like to thank Jerry Coyle for what he said last week about all the different community associations working through this hard time. Jerry, we really appreciated your Persons of the Week, and our committee members were actually very pleased that you done so. So we'll take that very much, and thank you. A few things I have to mention this week. The first is the sad passing of Miss Trainer of the Commons. Miss Trainer was 88. She was a great lady. She reared 8 kids. Miss Trainer worked at a cafe near the Point in Warrenpoint. Later, she moved to Belfast, where she met her husband. They later moved to London. Miss Trainer was a fine woman and was sorely missed. And I believe that she loved tuning in to the Ballinacraig news this last few weeks, and she had a sudden death. So deepest condolences to the family and friends. We also want to mention this week, Monica Heaney, who received the Persons of the Week last week, would like to ask everyone to, if they could switch on tonight to Facebook, that the Polly Project will be released tonight at 8 o'clock. I think Cahill might give a link to it there. This is a project that Monica has been deeply involved with, and it's regarding people who have been affected by RTCs in the area. I think you've got a wee clip there, Cahill.
My brother.
My boyfriend.
My brother.
My partner.
My son.
My daddy.
And as you can see there from the video, these aren't people from America or England. These are people who have been affected within our area, Newry, Morning Down. So if you please would just go in at 8 o'clock and just give it a wee watch. It's launching tonight, and the folks in PCSP and Monica's charity are really hoping for a big backing with this. We have good news as well from Councillor Valerie Hart, has told us that we were receiving another 2 bins along the old Warrenpoint Road after a petition was set up yesterday by Amy. Amy had noticed that there wasn't enough bins along Point Road for people using the dog bags. So Amy put a petition up last night at 11 o'clock, and this morning at 10:30 we'd received a phone call from Valerie to say that we'd be allowed an extra 2 bins. Monitoring the situation, they would get back to us if we needed more. So well done, Amy. Great results, and it just shows what community can do whenever they all come together. Councillor Gary Stokes has also contacted the Community Association. The firms are currently working in the Oaklands area. They're digging up roads, and shortly they'll be moving to Sean O'Neill Park and Carneyford Park within the next few weeks. So if his kids expect a few road delays and disruption in the area, and they also might be using stop-go signs, and if you please respect them as they do so. Next week we will be giving out 40 hampers, and these were kindly donated by the House Executive. And the way we're going to work those are, if people could nominate people within the Ballinacraig area by private mailing the page, if they nominate somebody who has helped them through this pandemic, or they stand out, they've been a volunteer, whatever you think is a good nomination, if you could private mail the page, let us know your reason why this person's received the nomination, and it will come to the committee, and then we'll decide between us who the 20 women and the 20 men are that will receive the hampers. And they're good big hampers too, and it's all about spoiling them, and maybe nice scents or nice shower gels or something along the lines of that. But just give the page. But we will put more on the Facebook page regarding that, regarding nominations. We have also received news that we're going to be involved in social distancing, exercise and dance class outdoors. We're not too sure where this is going to be held. We're at the minute of doing a risk assessment, but we're hoping to get that underway within the next week or two. And again, that'll be on the Facebook page, any information. Ourselves are meeting with Claire Cunningham, who I believe Claire is taking the class. Claire's from the Warrenpoint Road, so everybody knows Claire well, and we're hoping that everybody will take advantage of this and keeping fit. And it's for the family, so it's for all ages. This week we had a bit of bad news. Vandals had attacked a house in Tora Park. 2 elderly people. The Community Association has been with them a few times this week, and today we called with them and had guaranteed that we would contact the CCG for them to organise extra security around their home for them. We're going to get them extra lights, false cameras and extra window locks, as well as extra door locks. They said that they would like to give thanks to all the neighbours and people who have called with them through the week, that they have been reassured and now they feel more confident about where they're living. So we're dealing with that at the minute with security issues and stuff with them. But again, thank you to all the community. There's also been an attempted robbery on Chapel Hill. The police are working on the case, so we can't say too much. But all we would like to say is if people in that area could maybe watch out for their neighbours, any suspicious activities at all, just ring 101, or if it's an emergency, 999. We can't stress this enough that the police do need to be involved in any activity that's going on that is suspicious in the community. We are getting at the minute sorting out neighbourhood watch areas, which we're nearly ready to go with all the streets and estates. But if anybody hasn't come forward and would like to, please contact the page. It's a very simple process and we can guide you through that. So please, again, just keep an eye out for our elderly and our vulnerable. We have our person of the week this week. We have chosen this man is very special to us and very special to the local area. This man is Martin Connell and he's part of the Respect Project. I'm just going to let you know a wee bit about Martin. Martin's Respect Project first launched in 2012 and Martin and his gang set up a group to engage with local communities with the young people. We first met Martin when we were applying for a new park in the area last summer, and we met him through the DEA, and Kerry Morrow had started up a street football programme which was absolutely amazing. It lasted for 12 weeks and we reckon within 2 or 3 weeks we had 120 kids all playing together. We had a big summer scheme at the end of the year. Martin joined us and you can see there he was giving out donations and prizes to the winners of the kids' activities. Martin helped the local community kids to come together to learn how to play alongside each other. Before Martin came to our community, the kids felt that they just had to stay in their own area with their own sort of kids. Martin has changed all that. Now the kids feel so confident. They've made friends from other areas that they're still in contact with. They would meet up every now and again, and we can't wait to have Martin back again in our community. He will be coming back with the Respect Project, hopefully for a 6-week programme whenever the pandemic has left. Martin, you have made Ballinacraig a better area for us and for the kids. You took a lot of stress off us last summer when we were first starting out with our funding from Newry Council. Martin guided us through the whole lot. And Martin is actually a neighbour of mine. We rode together in O'Neill Avenue for 20 years. And the slag and kill still continues, but Martin is always the same person. And I want to read you a wee bit of feedback there about Martin on one of the forums that we received back from one of the kids. And it says, Marty and gang, you have changed how I play sports. All the boys and girls are now able to join in with the activities in the area and not feel left out. We hope you come back soon to Ballinacraig area. So Martin, well done from all of us, and we really do wish you all the success in the future. You are absolutely amazing, and without you, I don't know where we would have been last summer, and we can't wait to have you back with us again, Martin. So we'll be up to see you during the week with something nice, Martin. Just one more thing, we have a big birthday this week. It's Miss Eileen Boyle, and she is from Oaklands, and she is celebrating her big 80th. And she's a great woman. She's a great woman. She's always laughing and she always has a big wave for everybody. So Eileen, hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope you enjoy your tea party with all the family. Damian, that's about all we have for you this week.
Well, Carla, listen, thanks a million. Again, another great update, and thanks a million. And I did say we did keep the best for last, and you were fantastic. and good luck, and you're doing great work down there. So listen, of course, then you also give the Housing Executive a good shout out. So again, as I work for the Housing Executive, I have to say I take that with a little bit of pride, because they are doing great work, and particularly during this whole pandemic, the Housing Executive are going above and beyond the call of duty. So well done. And I know you have great relations with the Housing Executive in Boat Street there. So listen, thanks a million. And enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you next Thursday evening.
Thanks, Damian. Thank you.
We'll do all this again. So thanks a million to the Jerry and Carla there for the great update. But we're going to be talking about John Mitchell and the John Mitchell statue. It is very prevalent at the minute because of what's happening in the United States. And I'm hoping that we have Aidan McQuaid coming on very shortly here to have a chat with us about that. Aidan is an anti-slavery and human rights consultant, so hopefully we'll be able to get chatting to Aidan. And of course,